So the other day, I was filming a video at like 3 a.m. and so I was extremely tired and I was putting in a lot of text into the video and stuff, and so since I was so tired, I was trying to be extra careful not to put in any typos or anything. And I proofread it like 5 or 6 times and I was like, okay, everything looks good. I'll go ahead and upload it and then publish it tomorrow morning. And I went to sleep, and that night I had a dream that someone came up to me and they're like, hey, you spelled a word wrong in your video. And I was like, no, I didn't. And they're like, yeah, you did. See, look right here. And they went to the exact part of the video that I misspelled it. And I was like, oh wow, yeah, I spelled it wrong. And anyways, I woke up the next day and I was extremely paranoid about it, and so I went over to the video I was about to publish and I looked at the exact part that I spelled the word wrong, and surely enough, I spelled it wrong. And I was like, no! And I mean, I already uploaded it and I didn't feel like going back and fixing it, so I just uploaded it like that anyways and then made a little note saying, no, I spelled it wrong here. But anyways, it was really weird because I probably would have never noticed that if I didn't have a dream about it. Another time, I was over at my dad's and I was supposed to get up really early in the morning, and I forgot to set my alarm, which I wasn't aware of. But anyways, I went to sleep that night and there was a voice that said, if you had set your alarm this morning, this is when it would have gone off. And then I started hearing like a brant, 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 brant in my dream. And so I woke up and I looked over at my phone, and surely enough, it was the exact time that I was supposed to get up that morning, but my alarm wasn't set. And so, like, if I didn't have a dream like that, I would have never woken up on time. And I don't know, it was really weird. So yeah, dreams are super weird. Like, there's dreams that like predict the future, and then there's dreams that just like ruin your entire day. One time I had a dream that my boyfriend broke up with me, and he said something along the lines of that he was breaking up with me because I was insane. And I woke up the next day and I was extremely depressed about it, and I was pretty sad about it for like a few days, even though it didn't even happen. Like, why? I had a really, really depressing dream once. There was this guy that I used to have a huge crush on, but he didn't like me back, and I had a dream that I switched bodies with his girlfriend, and so I became his girlfriend, but I wasn't me, I was in her body. But I was really happy because I was like, oh yeah, I'm your girlfriend, yeah, I love you and you love me. And he had like some sort of competition. It was a dance competition that he won, and I came over and I was like, oh my god, I'm so like happy for you. And he's like, thank you so much, I love you. And then he says her name instead of mine, and it was just like, he didn't love me, he loved who he thought was his girlfriend. And I woke up and I was so sad for so long, and like I couldn't even like have anything to do with him anymore because like anytime I'd see him I'd get so sad. It sucked. And also sometimes there's dreams that are like, hey, guess what, I'm your mind, so I know everything that you're extremely terrified of, so I'm going to like amplify that and then make you even more terrified of it for the rest of your life. I've been extremely paranoid about burning to death or burning alive for a really long time, and so I've had several dreams now that involved several people being burned to death around me, or flames that were sentient that would follow me because I was evil and they were gonna burn me, and like, ugh, why? I used to have this recurring nightmare as a kid that this kid's dad would like get kidnapped in this old abandoned house, and like several years later the kid would be grown up and he would go and try to find his dad at the old house, and he would be exploring it, and then he would find the person that kidnapped him, which was the Pink Panther, and the Pink Panther would grab him and then spin him around and then say, "You want to cream the cup?" And then he'd like throw him into this giant teacup with like cream in it. And for some reason it terrified me as a kid, and so I was always scared of the Pink Panther. And I think about it now and that absolutely makes no sense. I don't know why it was so scary. I had a dream so scary once that I wasn't able to sleep for like the next night. I couldn't fall asleep at all until the sun came up because I kept seeing flashes of what happened in that dream, and it scared me so bad. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Then there are dreams about a person, and then you wake up and then you're mad at that person for the rest of the day even though they didn't do anything to you. I can't even count the amount of times that I've had a dream about my mom or my dad or any of my siblings or anything, that we've had like a fight or something and they did something really terrible, and then I woke up and I'm like, oh, I'm so mad at them, and then like every time I see them I'm like, I hate you, but they didn't even like actually do anything. And then there are dreams that are just weird, like they come out of nowhere and they just... One really weird dream that I had once was that I was in my neighborhood at night and there was a kid. No? I think he's in the shower. Yeah. One time I had a dream, I was like 12 at the time, that I was outside my neighborhood with a bunch of kids, and a kid my age was going around and like killing everyone, and he started chasing me and I was like, oh no, so I started running away and I tripped and I fell and he came over and he was like about to stab me, and then I was like, no, and he was like, what? And I was like, you can't do that, and he was like, oh, okay. And so he dropped the knife and then he was like, so what now? And I was like, I don't know, you want to play tag? And he was like, sure. So we like played tag, and then I guess that was the end of it. So I guess if you're ever being chased by a kid with a knife, just tell them no, and then or you have dreams that are just torturous, like you have a dream and something absolutely amazing happens, or like I used to have so many dreams as a kid. I liked to collect Star Wars action figures, and actually I still do, but I would have so many dreams that I would go into a store and there would be like all of these rare, like impossible to get figures for like $2, and then I'd go in there and I'd like buy all of them, and then I'd go home and like, oh my god, I have all these figures, and then I would wake up and I'd be like, oh my god, I can't wait to use them, and like all this, and then I'm like, oh my god, that was just a dream. I hate that. My camera will not stay up. Stay up! And then there are the dreams that are just someone's chasing you but you can't run, or you can't throw a punch, or I've had so many dreams where I've had like a dance competition and then I'd suddenly lose the ability to dance. Or one time I had a dream that my sister and I were running away from home in the middle of the night, and this person started like running up to her and he was like going to attack her or something, and I was going to scream to tell her to watch out, but then suddenly there was an ice cube in my mouth and it made me lose the ability to scream for some reason. But dreams can be awesome sometimes. Like, I love having dreams that actually have a storyline to them. I used to be able to lucid dream. I haven't in a really long time, but it means that I used to be able to like control what happened in my dream, and I wouldn't use it to like completely change everything, but it would allow me to like make some changes. Like, I would be able to prevent myself from dying, or I would like put in a cool character that I wanted to be in my dream, someone from Final Fantasy or something like that. That reminds me, one time I had a dream that I was Link from Legend of Zelda, and I was at a beach? No, I was at a swimming park with Zelda, and there were a bunch of girls around, and they were all flirting with me and being like, "Oh, Link, ah!" And Zelda was there with me, and she was like, "Oh, Link, run!" And so I got in the water, and I started like swimming away to get rid of all of the girls, and then I like came to a wall of the swimming pool, and I heard this, "Hi, Link!" And I like turned around, and it was this really gross fat lady in a bikini, and she's all like, "Hi!" And I was like, "Oh!" And yeah, it was really weird. I had one dream once, shit, I don't remember it, never mind. I had a really random dream once that my sister and her husband were living with us, and we figured out that he was going to try to kill us, so we were like, we have to swim to Narnia to get away, and so we like jumped into the ocean and then swam to Narnia to escape him. One time I had a dream that was just like so excessively gory. There was this guy from like Civil War time was under arrest and he was going to be executed, but he tried to get away with this girl that she felt sorry for him, so she was helping him escape because he was innocent. And as he was running away, some guy like drew a sword and like chopped his head off, and then like blood went just like everywhere. And then the girl got shot in the leg, and she like was digging the bullet out with the knife, and of course there was like blood everywhere. And then I was this other person that was just standing by, and I was watching her dig the bullet out, and it really disgusted me, so I started like vomiting a whole lot, but I was like vomiting blood, and so pretty much just like the entire place was covered in blood. It was pretty cool actually. One time I had a dream that Voldemort came up to me and was like, "I'll give you one wish if you'll sell your soul to me." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that sounds great." And so I was like, "Oh, I've always wanted a tongue like Orochimaru from Naruto." And so yeah, I sold my soul and he gave me a super long tongue. So yeah, dreams are weird.